Welcome back to Appalachia Sessions. I'm Nan Kelley, hanging out here with Caleb Lee Hutchinson from the big metropolis of Dallas, Georgia.
Dallas, Georgia.
As much as I know about Georgia, I didn't know there was a Dallas.
We're kind of a big deal.
Bigger than the other big deal, right?
Bigger than, look, I've had some issues with Texans in the past. I like to say we were Dallas when Texas was still Mexico. I will say, before the Texans start writing me letters, that's not true, as it turns out. I think the big D is like 10 years older or so.
Oh,
but
good.
Most Texans don't have that research on hand.
Did you know you were going to get a Texas education here at Appalachia Sessions? You know, we're all about education, so you did really good.
I'm an educator at heart, especially for Texans, you know. Why
did you make it an important part of your schedule to come over here and be with us today? Because you're busy promoting a new album, getting your career started. What was the draw for you?
Well, I think like this is such an incredible event, and the facility and everything is great. So I feel very privileged to be here. But it's also just the things that kind of got me into music early on was, you know, like the education I got at school about it, and I was a big chorus guy. They wouldn't let me in band.
Now tell me the band story, because you were telling me that a little earlier.
Yeah, well, it's not a big deal, though I think about it every day.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, the band director for my middle school, if he's watching, I'm not upset at you by any means, but I went in and tried a bunch of like band instruments, and he more or less told me that I kind of lacked musical ability. So, but honestly, I think if he hadn't have done that, I may have not decided like I'm going to make this my career.
Because I'm going to show you.
I just did it out of spite. I'm just a spiteful person, and that's what it was.
So people that give you advice may not always be right.
Yeah.
Right? So you kind of have to go with your gut. Who inspired you the most growing up in Dallas, Georgia?
You know, I don't come from like a musical family, so no one in my family like really plays music or sings, but they're big fans of music. So early on, my earliest memories are me riding around with my dad, and he had a cassette player in his truck, and he showed me all this cool old music like Waylon Jennings, John Prine, Mississippi John Hurt. So from an early age, he was just playing all this stuff, and he was so excited about it. Both of my parents just love music. So very early on, it was kind of the thing I wanted to do almost immediately.
Wow. And what has been the best advice you've been given as a professional in the industry so far? I mean, I know you've played with a lot of artists, you've been around a lot of artists, you've been on television. What has been the best thing that someone has said to you professionally?
I mean, I've heard this in different ways from different people, but I think the biggest lesson I've learned is just to kind of not look right or left in terms of like what you're doing musically. You know, I'm inspired by a lot of people, and there's a lot of artists that I hope to be considered in the same ranks, but I try to just not compare myself to other people.
Right.
And what I'm doing, I try to just keep it very organic and myself.
Good lesson. Thank you. You're a good man.
Oh, thank you. A spiteful good man.
Hey guys, be sure to like, comment, and share. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, okay? For all the latest news and information, head over to appysessions.com.